to transition into tech spaces, in this case, digital marketing. So without wasting too much time, I will want to start off by saying that the program is fully funded, like I mentioned, by the Internet Society Foundation. And the duration of the program is going to be 12 weeks. So the thing about this is that in total, you'll be studying for 12 weeks. But following that training session where you are doing the 12 weeks of studying, you will also be doing another 12 weeks where you'll be under the support of a coach who will guide you to transition into the marketing career. And this will be in different specializations, right? You get a detailed overview of it later on in the session, but the first and foremost thing is that sorry about that, two sections of 12-week long activity. So the first 12 weeks is focused on the training, and then the next 12 weeks will be focused on more or less career growth or starting your career, where you work with a coach who will guide you to that space. So the class will be taking the shape of a hybrid module. So you have some classes that are virtual and some classes that are fully in person. And bearing in mind that this program is tailored for people who are working, your virtual classes will be around this time after work. So the schedule is Tuesdays and Thursdays from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Virtual classes. So via Zoom, just like we're doing today. Then on Saturdays, you have your in-person class where we're hoping that it's been a weekend, it will be convenient for you to come in person to study with us for a period of 4 hours. So from 9 a.m. to midday, thereabouts is when you'll be doing your in-person classes Saturdays. So in total, you have 8 weeks of studying every week, 2 hours on Tuesdays, 2 hours on Thursdays, and then 4 hours on Saturday. That summing up to the 8-hour week for your studies. Also, every week you'll be introduced to a different tool or a different process in digital marketing. And at the end of the week or at the end of your studies on that particular tool or skill, you work on a short project. So the emphasis of this program is to ensure that you're getting as much hands-on experience with these tools and these processes in digital marketing. So everything is going to be heavily practical, and you'll be doing a lot of assignments that will come in the form of short projects. So throughout your 12 weeks, you'll be doing a lot of short projects. And then at the end of your training, or getting towards the end of the training, you'll be working on capstone projects. This project will also come as a group task. So you work with a couple of your colleagues on that project. That will also inform your completion of the program. So everything that you're going to be doing here, we just ask that you take everything serious and you work hard at it. I will ask that if there are any questions, we can drop them in the chat, or we can wait till the end of the more or less like the presentations from the Blossom team. Then there'll be time for us to ask any questions that are on our minds. So just to recap, the structure is hybrid. The duration is 12 weeks, and your classes will be Tuesdays and Thursdays and Saturdays, 2 hours each on Tuesdays in the evenings, and then Saturdays is 4 hours during the day. And there's going to be a capstone project at the end of the program. But throughout the program, you have mini projects that you work on. Okay. I think that should be it for the course structure and overview. I want to hand over to my colleague Gerard, who will give us like an overview of what exactly we are going to be studying in terms of like the course content, the curriculum, and all of that that will go into the fellowship. Hi, Gerard. Are you online?
Yeah, hi, Delphina.
Hi. Thank you.
Yeah, I
Right.
hope everyone can hear me.
Loud and clear.
Okay, just give me a minute. Uh, just a minute. Okay, so first of all, yes, so welcome everyone. Good evening. Yes, so I'm Gerard Adam. Yeah, so I'll be giving you an overview of the entire course, right? And so the course is designed to give you hands-on experience in the field of digital marketing, right? So you learn everything from scratch, right? How to build um, a good online presence for a brand, right? Or it can be any organization, right? So you learn the fundamentals, the basics, and the digital marketing space is quite broad, right? So in the 12 weeks, the first 8 weeks will be a general class where you all learn everything, right? In the digital marketing space, considering all the various channels like SEO, that's search engine optimization, right? Increasing has to do with increasing the visibility of web pages, right? So SEO, social media, email marketing, SMS marketing, Google ads, Facebook ads, yeah. So you do all these within the 8 periods, 8 weeks, the first 8 weeks, right? Everyone will do that. And then in the last month, right, that the last 4 weeks, there'll be specializations, right? So um, you have a group of people who are now going deeper into advanced stuff pertaining to the various specializations or the various fields, right? So that's how the structure is going to be like, right? So the course is designed just to give you more of hands-on practice and expertise, right? Yeah. So basically that's and then yes. So after every module, right, there'll be a mini project, right? So um, based on what you are taught, right, there'll be a mini project, right, or mini project, right, and eventually there'll be a capstone project, right? So that's when you are placed in various specializations, right? You work in groups, right, and work towards a particular project, right? Be it realistic and that's where you implement everything you've studied for the 12 months, a 12 weeks period. Right. So that's it. That's it. Delphina, is that fine? Oh,
Yes. Thank you so much, Gerard. We appreciate that overview.
all right.
So similar to what has been shared, you do the general before you go into the specialization, and that will also lead into what you do for your capstone project, and then what you do for more or less like your career path, and who is going to push you um, in the next phase of the training. Thank you so much, Gerard. And Gerard is the expert to be taking us through the course. So you already see your instructor with us today. Right. I will want to pass it on to another colleague of mine who will give us insights into how the application process is going to go. I know that the application is closing in a few days. So what would be the next steps after the application closes? How are we going to do the selection? And how are we going to communicate with you as well? So Pamela, if you're online, I will pass it on to you.
All right. Thanks so much, Delphine. Good evening, everyone. I'm Pamela and I am with the Blossom team. So just as Delphina rightfully said, I'll be walking you through the application and selection process. All right. So most of the times we have people saying that, oh, I've completed all the stages, but then I didn't hear from you, or then you didn't choose me or pick me. So one of the just a minute. Wait, you see the phone? Yes. Is it better now? Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so sorry about that. So I was saying that one of the major mistakes that most people do is they do not read the flyer that goes about saying that, oh, we have a new cohort that is being run. So if you look carefully on the flyer, we sometimes give the requirements for the program. So that is key. So what you need to look out for most of the time is the eligibility criteria. That is the age, which is mostly between 18 to 35, and then your geographical location. So for most of our trainings, we do it in Accra because of the in-person component. And then we state it boldly on the flyer as well. But people reply or people apply to the program regardless of the requirements. And if you do not meet the basic ones, there is no way you are going to get into the program. So it's advisable that you have a look at all these things before you apply. So for the digital marketing cohort, you should be between the ages of 18 to 35 years. You should be in Accra, and then you should be working. Yes. So if we say working, you should be somebody who is working with a startup, or you basically, if you're an early stage professional, you can apply for it. So as Dolphina shared, this is first of a kind. And most of you know that we also run programs for unemployed graduates. This is not the one for such people. This is for those who are working. So if you are on the call and you are not working and you've applied, then I'm sorry, you have to go back again, or you have to end the application process. So now, after the application portal is closed, the next thing we do is the critical thinking test. And you should also know that each of the stages would be made known to you via mail, right? Before we start every new stage or every new process, we are going to send you a mail to tell you what time, what date, and then how it's going to be like. Okay, so mostly our critical thinking test is mostly for an hour. So let's say 10 o'clock, by 11 o'clock, the portal closes. So within that time, if you miss it, there is no way you can call for us to open the portal for you again, because it's going to be unfair to your colleagues who joined at 11, just to make the process fair, right? So after that, those who meet the pass mark are shortlisted, and then I'll move to the next stage. So the next stage is completing a course, right? So we will send out a mail to those who made it to complete a course within a specific frame of time. And the course differs from the program that we are running. So if you are running a digital marketing program, we would not say maybe do a course in Python, no, because it doesn't relate, right? So it's going to be something that is based on digital marketing, and then you are going to be given ample time to complete the course so that it is fair. After that, those who complete that phase two would be shortlisted to the next phase, or to the last phase, which is the interview. So basically, we have a live interview. We send you a mail stating the date and the time and giving you the link for the interview. So basically, we also want to just understand your background and to know if you possess the right grades for the program. After that, then we choose our final participants for the program. So that is the main process for the recruitment. So there are three stages. the critical thinking stage, the course completion stage, and then there is the interview, right? So all that I would plead with you, or all that, just a tip, right? Check your mails before you sleep. Even if it's not for this particular program that you want to apply for, like as a person who is now in the working professional, or like as a working professional, you need to check your mails before you sleep. So most of the times people will call and they're like, "Oh, I didn't see it on time. I'm sorry, but we are also working according to schedule, and then we are time bound as well. If we say that we are going back to do an interview for you, if you missed it 3 days ago, then it means that we are not going to complete the process. So I would advise that you always check your mail before you go to bed, and the first thing in the morning. Then you know that, oh, I received a mail from Blossom or from this application. So yeah, basically that is it. Delphina, I don't know if I missed anything, or I said
No,
it.
I think that's about it. Thank you so much, Pamela. So very simple process, like Pamela has shared. Once the application closes, we will communicate to everybody. Then, as and when you pass the various stages, you'll be progressing on to the next stage. And just to encourage all of us that if you meet the basic criteria, all you need to do is to apply yourself in the assessments that we will send to you. And as Pamela mentioned, it's very important that you keep checking your email, because that's the only means that we'll be communicating to you in the time being. Just so you don't miss any updates or you don't miss any assessments, please be checking your email regularly. If there are any questions from any of the emails that we send, you can respond to that email or call any of our office numbers, and then we will assist you to get clarity on your concerns. Sorry, you cannot hear me. Can you hear me better?
Yeah, you fine.
Okay, cool. Right. So, I mean, that is just like an overview of what we will be doing in the next few weeks, and then the program itself. At this point, I will just give room for us to ask our questions, but I know that there's already been a few questions in the chat, so maybe we can start from there, and then once we've exhausted those questions, we can throw it to everybody. You can raise your hand and then ask your question. So I think the very first question was, what is the venue for the in-person class? So Blossom Academy is located at Kwabenya Point 1. So we are in Accra. So fortunately or unfortunately, that limits geographical location for people who are able to attend our classes. So the venue for the in-person class is Blossom Academy at Kwabenya Point 1. If you are not speaking, so that we can hear each other. I mean, okay. Okay. Are we going to be offered job opportunities after the 12 weeks? Yeah, so the goal of the program is to introduce you into freelancing and consulting roles. So as I mentioned, as you're nearing towards the end of the 12 weeks, that is, kindly means thank you. As we're nearing towards the end of the first 12 weeks, where you'll be studying, you will now be categorized according to your specialization or your interests, right? And based on that specialization, you'll be matched with a professional in that space who will help you to also launch your career in that same space. So the goal ideally is to have the same groups you worked on throughout the class, or maybe for your capstone project, eventually evolve into starting a consulting firm amongst yourselves, like as a group. So that's the goal of the program. But you'll be giving someone like a coach to guide you on how to go about it. And because the class is going to be heavily practical, you have the skills, like the hands-on skills to do your own thing right from graduation. Yes, so that is how we will assist you in terms of job opportunities. Okay, so similar question about the venue. Blossom Academy at Kwabenya Point 1. Okay, Blossom Academy, Kwabenya Point 1. So on Saturdays, we'll be meeting at Blossom Academy. It's the formal acceptance. Okay, so this is not a formal acceptance meeting for those who qualify. This meeting is for everybody who has applied or anybody who has not applied yet but is interested to learn more about the program. So your invitation to attend this program does not mean that you have been selected or shortlisted. This is just to give us more insights into the program, especially it being the first time we are running a digital marketing course. Yeah. So the venue is Blossom Academy. Okay. If a participant does not have a laptop, provisions be made for one. Okay, so it's one of the requirements actually. So if you look at the form the application form that you fill, we ask that everybody who is interested in the program should have a personal laptop of some specific specification so that they can be able to participate in the class. So a laptop is key because you'll be coming in person on Saturdays. So if you're using a desktop, that may be a bit hard for you during the in-person classes. So if you have a laptop of your own, that is very much advisable. Hi, I'm in Kumasi and I want to learn but can't partake in the in-person session. Okay. Unfortunately for now, the program is it's in Accra, but we are very hopeful. I mean, the plan is always to scale and expand to other regions. So please give us some time and patience, and very soon we'll be in Kumasi. I mean, we've run a data analyst program in Kumasi last year, so it's definitely something that is on the horizon for us, that very soon all of our programs will be in Kumasi as well. So unfortunately for now, we are only accessible to those in Accra. Okay, so can we know some of the specialization? I think Gerard listed some of them, but if I will just repeat, like social media marketing, SEO, okay, I think those are the ones I remember. Gerard, if you can come in terms of the specialization.
Yeah, so in terms of the specialization, so SEO expert or SEO, right? Social media, no, so SEO, PPC, Google Ads, Meta Ads, right? Email and SMS marketing, digital marketing strategy, right? So these are some of the specializations.
Thank you, Gerard.
All right.
Right. Next question is, would there be recordings or recorded sessions for those with unstable network challenges? Okay, Akwesi, I appreciate that you are aware that your neighborhood or maybe where you work has network issues. So first off, before we even speak about recordings, we will advise that if you know that this is your condition, try and explore other network providers. Because as much as there will be a recording, if you had the correct connection at the time and you were on the class, if you had a question or an input at that time, it would be easier for you to do so as against when the class has already ended and you are looking at the recording. So yes, there will be recordings, but we highly encourage you to explore different internet providers if you have network issues so that you can have the maximum benefit of the class as it is going on. Please, will there be provisions for data? We try to give support in terms of that, but for now, I cannot fully confirm. We have to see once the class starts. Justina, I hope you can hear me better now. Would there be any payments involved in the 12-month period? No, please. There's no payments for now. The class is funded, and if anything changes, we will communicate, but we are not taking any payments for now. Some of us just enter, so okay. So Gerard was just giving an overview of what the class will look like. Perhaps we will send like a recap of that particular section so that you can get more insight into what you'll be studying in terms of the course overview. Yeah. But generally, you start off doing like a bit of doing thing from the start. Then as you progress, maybe around week 8, you do specializations, which will then feed into what you do for your consulting phase, or when you have that coach supporting you to transition into digital marketing. Those are the specializations he just listed. All right, the flyer has been shared. Okay, we will definitely be coming to Kumasi soon. Okay, why is 8 hours of the flyer? Okay, so pardon us, it's actually 8 hours in a week, so 2 hours on each weekday. So it's Tuesdays and Thursdays instead. Tuesdays and Thursdays from 6 to 8, and then Saturdays 4 hours from morning till like midday. Yes, so pardon us. No, please, there will not be any transportation support. As the class has already been offered without any charge, we expect that you'll be able to cover transportation for yourselves. And it's just once in a week that you come here anyways. What is the benchmark for passing the assessment? So that will also be communicated once the assessment is being shared with you so that we are all on the same plane. But like I said, nothing is impossible. You just need to apply yourself and you'll be fine. When exactly is the class going to commence? So class will start on 25th February. Okay, the stages in the application process or the selection process. So once the applications close, the next step will be to take a logic assessment. Then after the logic assessment, you will take a short course, an online course, which is related to digital marketing. Then following that, if you are successful, you'll be invited for a virtual interview. And then if you are shortlisted by the selection group, you'll be given an offer to join the class. So those are the stages in the selection process. May I ask if software to be used for this training will be freely given or purchased from you directly? Jira, do you have any insights on software?
Yeah, so they'll be using some software applications, right? But I think that will be handled by you, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So that will be communicated once we have the final class set and about to start. So we'll give more insights. Definitely there are some software that will be used. All of that information will be shared with you. I think for now, the most important thing is to successfully go through the selection process and then come on board. Thank you, Gerard. Okay, Marigold is asking about the selection process, so I'll repeat it again. After applications close, you take a logic assessment, which from Pamela's presentation is timed, so it's just 1 hour. We'll give you heads up. We give you about 48-hour heads up that you're going to take the test at this time on this day. We remind you on the day of the test as well, and an hour to the test as well. So assuming you're taking the test at 10 a.m., at 10 a.m. the portal is open and you have between 10 to 11 to complete the assessment. And once it is 11, we close the portal. Yes, so after that, anybody who is successful at that stage, we will invite them to take a short course, online course that is focused on digital marketing as well. Then if you take the course, you'll be asked to attend a virtual interview from which we will do our final selection. I hope that answers your question. Okay, Patricia. Pamela, what is the best response for Patricia? She said she was unemployed at the time of filling the form, but now she's employed. So what does she do? Does it affect her eligibility in any way?
It does, because we are not the only ones working in the recruitment team, or there's like a whole team designed to work on the recruitment, right? So maybe you have told me on the call, but I might not be able to relay it to the team for them to change the status. And it's data. Once we tamper with it, it becomes suspicious. Let me put it that way. So we see the application as you have put it. That is why sometimes we give you drop downs to select, and that's why sometimes we give you examples on how to answer some questions during the application. So it's rather unfortunate, but there is nothing that can be done about it, because I may not be the one handling the recruitment, Delphina may not be the one, Gerald may not be the one handling it, for them to know that indeed you are employed.
Okay. Thank you, Pamela. Jijo, there will not be any stipends. Usually we try to assist our fellows with data allocation, but that will also be communicated once you start the class. So no, there will not be any stipends for this program. We are currently running data analytics programs, but unfortunately the applications have elapsed. So you would have to look out for the next application cycle for data analytics. Okay, what is SEO for those who do not know? And when the course starts, will it be explained? Yes, it will be explained, but SEO is search engine optimization. So if you're curious about it, you can do your own little research, but of course, Gerard is going to give you some more insights on what it means and how you can apply it as a digital marketer. Yeah. Is the course that will be part of the selection process a paid? Okay, so the course is a free online course. Free online course. So you will not have to pay for the course that you take online. Yes. There should be no payments for any of the courses that you take online during the selection process. So again, once the emails are coming, they will specify clearly what the instructions are, what you should do and what you should not do. So please refrain from making any payments on the online course. Okay, David, the in-person classes on Saturdays will be at Blossom Academy at Kwabenya Point 1. Okay, Emanuela, this program is for people who are currently employed, but we have other programs for people who are unemployed or who are not working. So I guess what we would advise is that once the applications are announced, you look out for the requirements, because the requirements will be listed out either on the flyer or on the post that you saw the program on. So if you look at the flyer that was shared earlier in the comments, it's has that it's for people who are working. So this particular program will not be open to you if you are unemployed. Will we be giving a certificate after the program? Yes, please. There are certificates for all graduates. So as I mentioned, you have to be consistent and committed to the program in terms of attendance, in terms of completing your assignments and projects on time. Okay, unfortunately, at this point, we do not have trainings for students because of the intensity of our programs. But we are always growing. We are always exploring ways that we can reach more people. So once we have programs for students, we will announce that. But I think there are, okay, I don't know if students, Pamela, can students take the part-time classes?
No, unfortunately, no.
Okay, all right. So Emanuela, at this point, we do not have any programs curated specifically for students, but keep an eye out. Maybe in a couple of months to a year or something, very soon, we will put together something for students as well. Okay, Michael, we hope that you will not miss class because of work, but so as I mentioned, attendance is very key to us. We do not encourage absenteeism at all. So as much as possible, if it's not an emergency, we will expect you to be in class. So if your work schedule is not feasible for Saturdays or joining the virtual classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays, then unfortunately, the program would not be the best fit for you. So you have to be sure that your work schedule will allow you to fully participate in the class, because absenteeism is not encouraged in any of the programs. Ben, I'm not sure whether or not we'll be running a program in Kumasi this year. So what I will encourage you to do is to keep an eye on our socials, so that if there's any advertisements for a program in Kumasi, you'll be the first to know. So please follow us on all our socials so that you'll be updated. Okay, Beatrice is asking, concerning the stages in selecting candidates, I personally applied for data analyst last year and I passed the selection stage. Will I still have to go through the selection process all over again? Unfortunately, yes, Beatrice, because this is a different program, and the logic assessment and the course will be different from what you completed for data. So you still have to go through the entire process again. So I wish you best of luck. I do hope that you make it through this time. Okay, unfortunately, the program is not open to students. It's open to people who are working. So you will not be eligible for this program. What is the assessment about? Is it a general aptitude test or a topic-specific test? Okay, the assessment is a logic test. So that's just what we can share with you. If we give too many details, then it will no longer be an assessment. So come prepared. Yeah, basically. It's a logic assessment. Is it for only those in Accra because I'm in Tamale? Okay, Abdul, unfortunately, you have to be in Accra because of the in-person components. We'll be meeting on Saturdays, every Saturday for 12 weeks. So you will have to be in Accra for the program. Okay, I'm employed, but our job is on recession for now, but we'll be resuming soon. Would that affect me in any way? I'm not too sure. Pamela, how does that affect this applicant?
Doctor, please come again with the question.
Okay, he says that I am employed, but our job is on recession for now, but we will be resuming soon. Would that affect me in any way?
That will not affect him. All he has to do is to prove that he is indeed employed. So if you have maybe a contract letter or something just to prove that you are working, then that's fine by the team.
Thank you. Right, and I also want you to respond to the next question. It says, are national service personnel eligible to apply?
Yes, please, they can apply because they are also termed as early stage professionals. They are now beginning their career, so they can apply.
Okay, thank you, Pamela. Is it possible to edit my application? I am not sure. Pamela, is it possible to edit applications? What do they have to do if they want to make a change to the application?
Unfortunately, no. Maybe Receiving this feedback, maybe we'll share it with the team for the subsequent ones. We'll find like a way where the applicants can edit the application. But for now, once you submit the application, you cannot change it. It's only one submission.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Pamela. Will there be a certificate at the end of the program? Yes, you'll be given a certificate at the end of the program once you successfully graduate from the program. So as I've mentioned, you have to be consistent in class. Attendance is very important for us. You also have to fully participate by for your assignments and also contributing during classes. So those are all going to be factored in for graduation. Okay. Godfred, we will see about sharing the recording. Okay, please, I think you have to consider for some of us, we are tempted to say that we are unemployed because mostly training platforms used to ignore us when we say so. We will suggest in your, okay, I am not too clear on your question or your feedback, Josh, but if you are saying that you are currently employed, but based on previous feedback from programs, you said that you were unemployed. I think maybe I would advise that you check the requirements for each program because there are some programs that are flexible that will allow anybody, regardless of their employment status, to apply. And there are others that have strict requirements based on your employment status. So they may not be open to people who are employed, or they may not be open to people who are unemployed. So I think looking at the eligibility criteria can help you when you are applying some of these programs. Okay. When is the deadline for the digital marketing course? Sorry, do you mean the deadline for this application cycle or the deadline for the digital marketing course you take during the selection process? Maybe Nene, if you can clarify that for us, that would be helpful. But Pamela, when is the application deadline for this particular program?
1st February 2024.
1st February.
Yeah, so that's Saturday.
Okay, that's cool. So that is very generous of the team because I think we advertised and applications will close very soon. So if you haven't already applied and you are here, please take the opportunity to apply before 1st February. Okay, Nene, this program is not open to unemployed people. Like people who are unemployed are not eligible for this program. The program is strictly for people who are working. So I hope that answers you. Where do you place the people who are doing their own business? Are they considered as employed? Yes, we consider you as self-employed. Yes. What's the educational qualification required? So usually we require that people have a degree. So a degree or any higher education qualification. So an HND, a degree, BCom, those kind of qualifications. So higher education qualification. And preferably if you have completed your national service. Okay, if you are not able to join the in-person because of a distance, then unfortunately the program is not for you because all the components of the class are compulsory. So you cannot pick the virtual classes and decide that you cannot pick it for the in-person classes. You have to be at both classes. So unfortunately, if you can't join in person, that will not be this program is not a fit for you. What time will the online classes be? 6 p.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Okay, Audrey, we will out recording. So you will get a certificate from Blossom Academy at the end of the training. Godfred, you're an ICT coordinator at GES, but you always come to Accra every weekend to work with your siblings. Okay. The final decision does not rest on me, but very well noted. We will keep that in mind whilst we are doing the selection. Emmanuel, I think I'll personally consider Kaswa to be part of Accra, so that's still well noted. If you don't live in Accra, but you live in Kaswa, that's well noted. What about those who just completed their national service and now? Okay, Alex, are you saying you are working or you are not working? I'm not sure if I understand your question. From what stage should we expect an email regarding our status of the selection process? So right when the applications close, that same day, we will send an email to all applicants on the next steps. So from there, if you are able to participate in the next step, which is the logic assessment, you should be receiving regular updates on your application status. Okay, I'm sorry that you got locked out, but subsequently that will not be a challenge. Yes, if you are working part-time, you are eligible. If you are self-employed as well. Same for national service persons. Unfortunately, SHS graduates do not meet the requirements at this moment. Okay, if you are not able to attend the Saturday meetings, unfortunately, this program is not for you because classes are fully compulsory, both in person and virtual classes. Saturday classes are starting at 9 a.m. 9 a.m. at Blossom Academy, Kwabenya Point 1. Unfortunately, you are not permitted to miss the class sometimes. I will just advise that if you are completing your degree or you are finishing a program, you focus on that for now. When you are done and you fully have the time to commit, then you come and join this program. We don't advise that you do two things at the same time. Okay, we just have about 10 minutes more to the end of the session. If there are any last minute questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat. Are we going to pay tuition fees? No, please. There's no tuition for this program. Okay. Okay. If you are currently working and you close at 4 p.m., you don't work on weekends. Yes, this program is open to people who are working, so you are eligible. Yes, we will try and get the reporting to you. If you are employed, how would the internship opportunities be beneficial? So we are looking for people, or the program is targeted at people who want to transition into digital marketing. So the goal is that once you are done, we will help you to venture into consulting as a digital marketer. So if you are not looking to transition, then we will kindly advise that this program is not a good fit for you. Classes are 4 hours on Saturdays, so that's how long the class will be. So from 9 to around 1 or 12. Okay, Gift, we do have other classes for unemployed graduates, but for this specific one, we are targeting people who are working, specifically people who are working, maybe working part-time, self-employed, national service, those kind of people. But there are other programs for unemployed. So if that's what you're interested in, you'd have to look out for that and apply for that. Bridget, I am not too clear on your question on the critical test. So kindly come again. Please, what is a certificate from a high institution? Can you please explain? Please, this program is not for unemployed graduates. It's for only people who are working. And yes, you will receive a certificate at the end of the program. Donatus, you have your hand up. Please go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Please go ahead. Okay, Josh, you have a
Hello?
question. Go ahead. Hello. Okay. The in-person class starts at 9 a.m. on Saturdays at Kwabenya Point 1. The next cohort is starting on 25th February, so next month. So the program is hybrid. You have some classes that are virtual on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And you have classes that are in person on Saturdays from 9 a.m. Abigail, you have your hand up. Please feel free and ask your question.
Okay, thank you. My question is, how do you call it? We have those who just completed their national service, let's say yes, last year, and the person is not working at the moment. How does this person apply to this? Or this one is basically for those working?
Yes, this program is strictly for people who are working. So if you are unemployed, it does not you are not eligible for it.
Okay.
Unfortunately. Yeah.
And you
Thank
said there is a program for unemployed ones,
Yes,
right?
we run different programs. So you would have to pay attention for when the next cohort for unemployed graduates have opened, and then you can apply.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you too. Okay, Josh, last question from Josh. Josh, please go ahead with your question. Okay, Nana Felix.
Yes, thank you very much. I believe you can hear me very well.
I can hear you.
Thank you. Thank you for the information that you've given us. And then I have actually gone through your socials, and I must comment that it's actually a very good institution. And I got to see that you have a lot of courses that you are running. And aside digital marketing, of which the criteria or the requirement for people to apply is you have given it to us. Then most of us do not deem fit to apply because of some of the circumstances that we are not working and then schooling at the same time. Some of us, our certificates are not in yet. So assuming someone wants to apply for a course which is not digital marketing, I believe digital marketing is fully funded and the other courses may not be fully funded. If someone wants to apply for any of these courses, how can this person apply? Do you have any information for such a person?
Okay, so Felix, as I mentioned earlier, when I was responding to Abigail's questions, our programs are recurring all throughout the year. So you would have to look out for the next applications and the applications that you qualify for and apply for those ones. I cannot, off the top of my head, list all the applications. So you would need to kindly be following us on social media or yeah, just checking out our website if that is what will help you to be abreast with what we are doing currently. Yeah. All right. We have just about
So I want to ask, I want to ask whether a certificate that qualifies us to be shortlisted. So if you have an HND and a certificate from higher institutions, but first you use the certificates from the higher institution to apply for this
so
program.
what is a certificate from a higher institution? I'm
So,
confused.
yeah, it's on an ICT, information, ICT.
Okay, so by virtue of the fact that you have an HND qualified, right? So what I meant is higher education institutions like a university or technical university or a polytechnic,
Yes, from a
those kind of
university,
institutions,
from
yes,
Greenpark.
those are
Okay,
the qualifications that will qualify you to apply.
okay,
In addition to if you have also completed your national service.
okay, okay.
All right, thank you. I
Well,
think, okay, last question, Godfred. Hi, Godfred.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, thank you very much for a wonderful program that you are doing for us. And you said that we much appreciate for whatever you are doing. So I just joined. I was the one who just asked the question. I just joined, and I just want to know whether you can give us recaps. I mean, just a recaps what you have already given to us. So that's what I want to ask. And
All right,
um,
thank you. So
okay.
yes, I will do that recap quickly so that we can close. It is already 7 p.m. So
Hi.
again, thank you all so much for joining.
Hello. Oh, sorry to cut you in. I wanted to ask a question. Please, how many of the Saturday classes do you have to attend to complete the program?
The program is 12 weeks long, so it means that you have 12 weeks of in-person classes to attend.
Very well understood. But if you're unable to attend all 12, does it mean that you cannot complete the program?
What is the reason why you are not able to attend?
Like I work on Saturdays and I'll
If you work on
probably have to
Saturday,
like take.
the program does not work for you because none of the classes are optional. It is fully compulsory to attend both in-person and virtual classes. So if you work on Saturdays, unfortunately, you do not qualify to be part of the program.
I
As I have
I
mentioned,
understand, but
absenteeism is not
so I was saying that maybe I can like take shifts with a colleague at work and then say I make it for like about 8 Saturdays
no,
within the 12 weeks. Still not possible.
no, please, no, please.
Oh, okay. All right, thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Yes, so by way of recap, the program is starting on 25th of February, but before that, the applications will close on 1st February. So if you're here and you have not applied, please do so. If you know somebody who may be interested and is eligible, please feel free to share the opportunity with them so that they can also join the program. Then once applications are closed, we will reach out to all applicants about the next steps, which will start with a logic assessment, followed by a short online course, and then an interview, a virtual interview with the Blossom team. Then from there, shortlisted or selected applicants will be reached out to start the class on 25th February. And the class is in 2 sections of 12 weeks. So the first 12 weeks will be focused on the training, where you'll be doing a lot of practical stuff in person on Saturdays from 9 a.m. and then virtually on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. for 12 weeks.
Hi, Delphina.
Yes.
The Saturday is 8 to 12.
All right. Thank you so much for clarifying. 8 to 12. So Saturday 8 to 12 at Blossom Academy, point one. Yes. Gerard will be your instructor. He will take you through everything you need to know about digital marketing. And also from week 8 to week 12, you focus on doing specializations that will eventually be linked to what you'll be doing for your capstone project, and also for the consulting phase, where you have a coach who will direct you on how to venture into consulting as a digital marketer. Pamela, Gerard, is there anything I have left out that you want to add?
Oh, I
No,
think
I
it's
think
fine.
we are good to go.
All right. Thank you all so much for joining. Unfortunately, because of time, we will have to wrap up here. If you have any questions, you can call us on any of our company numbers, and we'll be happy to assist you. You can also send an email to any of our company email addresses, and we will respond to you. Thank you again for your interest, and we hope to see you start the class with us on February 25th. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you.